Doug Banks. I'm the creator of Storylines Pages, and I'm going to be giving you a walkthrough of how the app works. So this is where you create a new book collection. The way to think about a book collection is it's a run through the activity. You are creating a book for every student in the class. You're going to pick an Edmodo group, and you're going to give the book collection a title. It defaults to just naming it after the group. And there's a few different art styles you can pick for the cover of your book. I'm going to go with snow. And when you're done, just click OK. Now it's asking you if you want to create a post on Edmodo. If you choose to do this, then a post will show up in your group's feed where the students can click on that post and go directly into the application. You can opt out of this if you want to, and in general, you can remember whether or not you want to be doing this so you don't get prompted all the time. Let's say I'm going to do that. Okay, now I have created a new instance of the game. You'll see this little owl over here will pop up occasionally and give you pointers. I am generally going to shut him down because I'm here to explain things, but both for you and for your students, he will show up to give instructions. He only shows up once. Once you've seen him, he's not going to show up again for any particular pointer. Okay, great. We have created our book collection. And from this view, I can see the work that my students are doing as they're creating pages for each other. And this is also where I'll be able to publish the pages into books. Right now, there isn't much to do here because none of my students have actually created any pages. Now let's go see things from the student's point of view. So this is the view that one of your students would have the first time that they log into Storylines Pages after you've created a book collection for them. You'll see the little owl here. Again, I'm going to tell him, go away. I'm being prompted to create a page for each one of my classmates. So let's say I want to create a page for Kyle. So I'm being prompted here to write something nice about Kyle. I think it is important in my experience to emphasize that they need to use complete sentences, or kids will just write one word, cute, and use the person's name. So let's see, this student is going to say that Kyle shares his lunch with me every day, and man, are his sandwiches delicious. And I'm misspelling delicious deliberately, and you'll see why in a second. And then I can decorate this with stickers. There's different fun stickers here. So maybe I think that's worthy of kind of a superstar effect. Go Kyle. Now when your student comes back out here, they can see the statement. They're prompted that when they finish the pages, when they've created a page for everyone, they're going to get a badge. Hopefully this will motivate them to get going and create a page for every other student. This little progress bar up here indicates how many pages I've made and whether or not they've been approved yet. And this number generally is telling me I've got 17 more pages to create. So Kyle will keep creating pages here for everybody. Let's make one more. So you get the idea. Your students are creating pages. Now let's go back to the teacher view and see the next step. As your students create pages, you will be prompted to review the pages. You'll get a little prompt here. I believe you'll also get a notification in Edmodo that you have some pages to grade. As you come in here, you can see that the progress bar overall for the class has moved. There's 2 pages awaiting my review. And I can see that they were written by Brenda. No one else has done anything yet. And there's the owl again. Again, hopefully the owl will not be annoying. You only see him once and he'll be telling you useful things the first time. He won't come back. And there he is again. So now I can see the statements that Brenda wrote. If I like them all, I can just hit approve all, and they're all approved. Of course, the things that haven't been written yet aren't approved. They show up as just being empty. But when I look at this, I realize that she misspelled delicious. So I'm going to write her a note about this. I'm going to reject this one. So I'm going to explain that there's a misspelling. And now we have this comment. And I notice that our status is updated. We now see that Brenda has 1 approved and 1 rejected, and that overall in my class that there's 1 approved and 1 rejected. So you'll wind up going through and grading all of their pages. As you saw up here, there's 300 pages. That's a lot. So hopefully you'll be using the approve all button a lot, and your students will be producing reasonable pages. Now let's go back to the student point of view just to see how they receive the feedback. So here we are as Brenda again. We see that I have received some feedback from my teacher. We see that my teacher liked the statement about Will, but did not like the statement about Kyle. And, oh, I see that, okay, delicious is misspelled, so I can go in here and I can edit it. Delicious. They sure are. And you'll see that the status has gone back to unreviewed. The teacher is now going to have to go back and confirm that this was fixed. So there's some degree of back and forth with students writing pages and you confirming that the pages are good. Basically, pages have to be approved in order to be published because we want to make sure that the pages are good and encouraging. Unfortunately, some kids can be mean, and we want to make sure that the things they write are actually nice. Okay, so after a while, you'll have pages, and you'll be ready to publish your book. Now, in this case, I have very, very few pages. Only 4 approved of all the pages that really should be there, but for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and publish these books. I could use this button to toggle whether or not students will be able to share their books outside of Edmodo. For legal or protection reasons, you might not want them to, but if they want to have a URL where they can show grandma or someone who isn't on Edmodo what their book looks like, just make sure this one's enabled. And I go up here and I click Publish. This is just double checking that I really want to do this, in particular because in this case I haven't made a lot of pages. And making sure that I really do mean it, that they can be able to share. Yes, I do want to proceed. Again, I'm prompted on whether or not I want to post on Edmodo. We posted when the activity began, and we might also post now as this is kind of the end of the activity. I'm going to go ahead and create that post. Now you see the folder has turned blue. That indicates that the book has been published, and the students are ready to go. They can see their finished books. Once the volumes are published, when a student logs in, instead of going to the page where they are creating pages, they're taken directly to a view where they can see their book. So this is Kyle's book. And it has a nice animation where you can flip through the pages and see some of the nice things that people have said about them. If I want, I can download this. Right now it is only a text file. It's not going to be as pretty as this page, but you would have them in a text file if you'd like, and you can also share it. Sharing basically just gives you a post on Edmodo, so your the students will be creating a post to the feed where they can invite other students to see their book. There's also this public-facing URL, which they could cut and paste and, however they want to communicate it, give it to someone who's not on Edmodo so they could see the book. So that's a quick intro. Thanks a lot, and hopefully you can have fun with this with your class.